Breaking news, the UK Treasury is set to transfer more than $12.4 billion to the Bank of England this fiscal year to cover projected losses in its bond buying back program. Quote unquote, the transfer is a key milestone for QE's journey from government cash cow to liability. Yo, what is going on, guys? Audio Talks here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I just want to get straight into the video. All I ask in return is to hit the like, hit that subscribe button, because I research, record, edit the video just so you can watch it in about a 4 to 6 minute time frame. Drop a comment down below. Let's get into it. So the next piece of news is German prosecutors have searched the headquarters of Dutch bank DB in connection with an ongoing investigation of the multi-billion euro tax fraud scheme known as Cum-Ex per Reuters. I know you thought you were on YouTube, but you're on Pornhub. Speaking of tax fraud, JP Morgan must face a lawsuit from a former trader who claims he was fired in retaliation for cooperating with US prosecutors investing illegal spoof trades at the bank's precious metals trading business, a federal judge in New York ruled. More on JP Morgan. JP Morgan is looking to build out its policy ranks in the evolving digital asset space amid increased regulatory scrutiny and a downturn in cryptocurrency values. JP Morgan Chase & Co. has hired a new head of digital assets as regulatory policy less than a month after CEO Jamie Dimon told lawmakers that cryptocurrencies are decentralized Ponzi schemes. Well, let's take a look at this. Celsius bankruptcy filings hint retail customers will bear brunt of its failure. Liquidity-strapped crypto lender Celsius Network filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in the Southern District of New York on Wednesday, more than a month after it halted customer withdrawals because of quote-unquote extreme market conditions. The filing came 9 days after crypto broker Voyager Digital filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the same court after it paused customer withdrawals earlier this month as it faced its own liquidity crisis triggered by the collapse of Singapore-based crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital. Three Arrows Capital also has a brand new investigation that was opened by the SEC. Celsius has $1.2 billion hole right now in this quote-unquote Ponzi scheme, and it just so happens JP Morgan appoints former Celsius executive as crypto regulatory policy head. Less than a month after these were quote-unquote called decentralized Ponzi schemes, all of this is falling into play. Real quick, guys, a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Moomoo. They are letting me give 15 free stocks to anybody who signs up through my link and deposits even $1. Each one of these stocks can be valued up to $2 grand. And when it was just a 5 free stocks, I got about 60 something bucks from it. And I know some family members that got a little over 70, a little over 100. So with 5 minutes of your time and $1 deposit, you can literally get free money, even if you don't want to use the platform to trade. However, it is a very good platform to trade. And if you wonder where I get a lot of earnings updates, trade updates, and ultimately news on the fly, Moomoo sends me notifications right then and there that second so I can stay updated. Also, you can trade stock on there, trade options, and go short all for free. You also have access to a greater exposure of option expirations and strike prices, as well as access to viewing other exchanges and trading crypto on there. So that link is pinned in the top comments and linked in the description. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so the US 10-year Treasury yield climbs above 4.1% for the first time since 2008. We talked about this is going to be worse than 2008, and once it hits the US, because it's hitting all around us, once it hits the US, AMC, GameStop, and the moves that we're waiting for should have their time to shine. Mortgage demand drops to a 25-year low as interest rates climb. Demand for mortgages to buy a home and to refinance fell again as interest rates kept rising. Mortgage demand hit its lowest level since 1997, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. The number of borrowers who can benefit from refinancing is at a low record. Just in the US, government is considering joint production of weapons with Taiwan. Again, China and Taiwan are not doing well with each other as war is starting to strike out. Will this cause some defects with the US and China? We'll see what happens. Just in, Biden urges oil companies to halt stock buybacks during the Ukraine-Russian war. Now, there's a lot going on with oil, so just be very, very careful if you are trading oil, and I wanted to just toss this out there. There's about 5 to 10 things today alone I saw on oil, so just be very, very careful with oil. Also, I know we've been tracking the '08 chart to the SPY chart, but take a look at the 1937 versus the 2022 S&P 500 chart overlay. If this this rhymes or is similar, let alone similar to the 2008, both indicate a heavy downturn before we actually find a market bottom. In my opinion, we have not found the market bottom just yet. But I can tell you right now, if it does rhyme, that will not be a soft landing. Now, real quick to close out the video, I still have a lot of DD to do on it, but I want to hear your tinfoil hat theories in the comments, as the orange is GameStop and the chart is the US dollar. What I found out is that back in 2021, when the US dollar bottomed out, GameStop and AMC had their highest percentage gain rips of all time. Not only that, but GameStop and the US dollar and AMC and the US dollar have all been playing out inversely. You can see the peak here in GameStop and the dip in the US dollar, and again, every time the US dollar dips, GameStop has a major rip. Now back down here, the US dollar was about $30 when GameStop ran, and right now it's at about 38 or 39. So the US dollar would have to depreciate about $8 or $9 in value. And with increasing interest rates, I'm not sure if this is going to be the key. However, I'm also not sure if the key is for the US dollar to drop in order for us to have our rip. But I wanted to say one thing, right? We've been tracking cycles on GameStop and AMC, and from what I know is that they've been playing out. However, we haven't saw the same rip that we've been waiting for, the rip that happened back in January, right? And it's kind of aggravating. And the way the algos play this, and the way the hedge funds and market makers play this, which the DD that I posted the other day from Reddit is absolutely nuts, and I recommend everybody watch that. If you don't watch that, you're probably wasting time on other videos every single day. However, that's beyond the point. What I wanted to say is that I do think we're going to need some sort of extra catalyst, whether it's the banks falling, the market falling, the US dollar falling, something around the US, or Adam Aaron even putting out a catalyst or something along the lines of that nature. So these cycles and the algos are great and all, and we will continue to track them as they do play out small points of interest, but we have not seen the greatest move that we saw back in January. Also, I do think this had a lot to do with the buying pressure that was put on the stock, as retail forced the demand at a fast rate, and without that, we can't really break the algorithm. But that is what I got for you guys today. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, get your 15 free stocks pinned in the top of comments and linked in the description. Also, make sure to share the video and drop a comment what number like you are. Hopefully you've taken something out of this, or at least enjoyed watching. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.